ब्रह्मचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य चकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे Krishna
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Bhataji. Maharaj is here. Hare Krishna, Maharaj, Dandatanam. All glories to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. You can hear?
Yes, Maharaj, we can hear.
Okay.
So thank you, Maharaj, for coming after a gap of couple of weeks. So we are getting Priti Vardhan Maharaj Association again. And Maharaj is busy, but he still took time this Sunday for us. And as discussed earlier, we are going to continue our Harinama Cintamani. I think 2 topics are left, right, Matt? 2, maybe.
Well, yeah, it all depends how deeply you want to get into it, because there are a few more chapters. We can end with the now Aparadha, or we can also continue a little more advanced chapters.
Yes, Maharaj, we can go. It's so
Let's
nice.
see.
Yes.
Let's see. We will.
Yes, we'll see. Yes. So thank you so much, Maharaj. So all of us, we will chant one Hare Krishna Mahamantra to welcome Priti Vardhan Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes.
Hare Krishna. So then we'll continue reading from the Harinama Cintamani, and we will read from the chapter 12, the Namaparada and Pramada, which is to be inattentive while chanting the holy name.
Yes, Maharaj.
Glory to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Glory to his devotees. It is by Lord Chaitanya's mercy that I chant the holy names. Haridas said, O Lord, to Sanatana Goswami, and while traveling in the south to Gopal Bhatta Goswami, you taught that one should not be inattentive in worshipping Lord Krishna. Inattention is counted as an offense. Avoiding the other offenses, one may regularly chant the holy name and still not attain pure love for the holy name. I know this offense as pramada, or inattention. It blocks the attainment of pure devotional love, prema bhakti. So here, if we are trying to avoid all the offenses, but we are not attentive while chanting the holy name, then ultimately what they use? So we have to at least attempt. We have to be. It's not easy to focus the mind on activities, and especially like in the morning, while when we get up, we are tired, and then the activity is just chanting again and again the same thing. Yes, it may not be very easy to focus the mind, but we have to at least try. We have to focus on the goal, what we actually want to achieve. We want to ultimately achieve our chanting being pure, so we can please Krishna. If we attempt, then it's already considered as a devotional service. If we are not attempting, then it's an aparadha. So, yes, it may not be immediately perfect. Nonetheless, the desire, so then we can become perfect in chanting the holy name, must be there. So, at least when we chant the holy name, then we should be focusing maybe on few rounds at least. Maybe at least 1 round. Okay, 1 round I will chant with full attention. Put the phone aside. No, don't talk, don't read, no, don't do anything else. Just with full attention, just 1 round. You can even put on the Srila Prabhupada's tape and just listen to that and chant with Srila Prabhupada and listen to what you chant. That's all. Try at least 1 round. And then now, after some time, next day or after a week, do 2 rounds with full attention. And then you will see it's possible. But it's only possible if there is a desire. So then you have to make sure that you don't get into some stereotype. That browsing on your phone and then chanting at the same time, okay, I finished 16 rounds. No, you cannot do that. That's inattentive. So anyway, we will read now all the types of inattention, and then we can discuss more. The root meaning of pramada is inattention. Oh Lord, from inattention, all anarthas come. The wise say indifference, inertia, and distraction are the three kinds of inattention. If a certain spirit soul, by some good fortune, chants Lord Krishna's holy name, that soul should carefully chant a prescribed number of holy names. That attraction for the holy name will arise within him. As long as that attraction has not yet arisen, he should always chant the holy name very carefully. So here, what Haridas Thakur is saying, that naturally, if you are attracted to something, then you don't have to worry about paying attention to it. I mean, you are attracted to some cricket match. So now there is Indians play with Pakistan. Then naturally you will be fully attentive to what's happening, every detail. You don't have to pay special attention to be attentive. You are interested in it, you will be doing it. There's no need to do anything extra. Like we see that, do we pay attention to our breathing? No, we don't. It automatically happens. But when it comes to that, when we are supposed to be chanting, then suddenly, as the mind is supposed to focus on the chanting, then we figure out, oh, I have still something to do. I have so many things to do. No, oh, in the office I have to do this. Oh, today, yesterday I forgot to do this. Oh, I now have to give something to this person. I have to call that person. Something is happening, and you will figure out immediately that they have hundreds of things to do. And the chanting, it's the thing which you don't have to do. That's what the mind is start tell you. So what works good, that you set up your sadhana such a way, so if you could, then go to sleep early and get up early. When you get up, when it's still dark, so before the Brahma Muhurta, it's still dark, and somehow, now don't put all the lights on. When the eyes don't see things, then somehow the mind is not connecting that I have to do this, it's not being reminded. So the focus on what you want to do, and here we want to chant the Hare Krishna. So the japa then becomes more focused. As soon as the lights go on, or the sun comes up, and then you start seeing things around you, then immediately start remembering what you have to do. The passion starts coming. And then because of that, then the focus on the chanting naturally will be much less, because the focus will be the focus will be distracted. So, okay, everyone is naturally attracted to material sense objects. When one remembers them, one becomes attracted to sense objects. Attracted to other things, one may become indifferent to the holy name. Chanting japa every day, one will still not make his thoughts become plunged in the holy name. Sometimes you see devotees, senior devotees, saying, I am chanting 16 rounds every day for past 20, 30 years, but I don't feel anything. I don't think it works. So now he is having doubt, and you hearing him, oh, he's such a senior devotee, and he says that now chanting of the holy name does not bring the bliss which the acharyas talk about. Maybe it doesn't work. You may start having doubts. But it's not that the system is not working. The system is perfect. But then we have to look into ourselves. Are we following the system? Are we following the acharyas, what they say? Are we being attentive? Are we avoiding Namaparats? Then we will see. When we do follow, we will see that things work differently. So it's same like with the doctor. Doctor prescribes you some medicine when you are sick. So then, if you take the medicine and then you don't get cured, you go to the doctor, you tell him, and he will ask, did you take the medicine? You say, yes, I was taking the medicine. Okay, so then he may change the prescription. But if you go to the doctor and no, you say, it's not working. Did you take the medicine? No, I didn't take the medicine because I know that it's not going to work. So then what the doctor is going to say? He will think that you are a fool. How can you, judge something? You come to him and he gives you advice. So you follow the advice, and then if you follow the advice properly and he is knowledgeable, the medicine will work. So we have trust in Srila Prabhupada, we have trust in the acharyas. So then we have to follow them the way as they prescribe. If we do that, then we see the results coming. And if still the results will not come, then we have to still look into, okay, what am I doing wrong? How can I improve the situation in such a way so then I also get the results as other devotees? No, not starting to blame the system because the system is there. The system is perfect. Now there are some, I saw there's some feminists in India, and they come to the conclusion that for the situation, what's happening, how things are, it's the fault of Manu Samhita. So, because Manu Samhita prescribes rules and regulations, duties and restrictions for everyone. If we follow the duties properly, everything will function. But nowadays, we don't want to do that. We want to have freedom. I don't want to have duty. I don't want to follow this. I don't want to do that. And if I do this, I don't want to get punished. Who is there to punish me? You see that previously there was a king. And the king, he knew what needs to be done. See, take Maharaj Parikshit. Maharaj Parikshit, he is very kind and very very knowledgeable, realized person. And he is very kind. Okay. Then he goes and he sees Kali. And Kali, now he's beating a cow. That's sinful. So Maharaj Parikshit, he's not going to tolerate this, and he's going to kill him immediately. So now we may say, oh, what kind of kindness it is? But he knows exactly, according to the dharma, his duties and everybody else's duties, and he follows, and that he is I would say, well, that he is making others to follow. That's the meaning of being a king. Nowadays, you see that the government, they don't really care what others do as long as they can steal money. They take money from whatever, everything, and they don't care about the people. But the king wasn't like that. So the system of democracy as it is just cheating. And therefore, to properly understand the potential of the living being and how the living being actually can come to the platform Anandamaya or pure Krishna consciousness can be done only through the Guru Sadhu Shastra. So we need to follow the acharyas. And the process of the devotional service, the abhidhaya, which we need to follow, it's given by the acharyas. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gives us chanting of the holy name. Harinama, Harinama, Harinama iva kevalam. Kalam nasti, kalam nasti, ev nasti. So this is a process which we need to follow. It's given to us. There's no other way. And how to do it? Then there's an instruction. You chant the holy name always, anywhere, anytime. But there are some restrictions. So if the attention to the holy name is not yet arisen, so we may be committing offenses because we may not take it so seriously. So therefore, the following, to avoiding the now aparadhas are very important at that stage. And now Haridas Thakur, who is a Namacharya, he is giving us the description of what we need to do to come to the understanding, to realization of the holy name. So he is warning us, do not be inattentive while chanting the holy name. So we have to take it seriously. Because if we don't take it seriously, we will not come to the platform to understand it. And then after a long time, it can take a long time. We can go the whole life like this. Not understanding, not realizing that. But thinking, I'm a devotee, I'm doing okay. Now every day I go to my job and every day I make some money and I have a little bit of enjoyment and others call me devotee. So I'm fine with that. No. And sometimes I chant my rounds. No. So I'm fine with it. I'm okay. But then we cannot be disappointed when we are not experiencing the stages which the acharyas talk about, nishtha, that we get actually fully convinced and attached to the holy name. Ruchi, that we get a taste for the holy name more than for anything else. These stages, they come when we avoid being inattentive. If we are inattentive, then the attention, the attraction of the holy name will not arise. That's why it's so important. But how do we know that? We only hear that from Guru Sadhu Shastra. We hear that, no, we see that. But yeah, that's only for the pure devotees. Okay, I'm not there. No, I'm honest at least with myself. No, that's not me. No. But how do we come there? By following the process. And the process is, again, Harinama. So we need to do it step by step. So if we cannot focus even on one round chanting with full focus, then at least, 10 Mahamantras, or at least one Mahamantra with full focus, nothing else. That also will bring benefits, results. You can try like that. But we need to work on at least attempting that we become attentive while chanting the holy name. So we should not be really chanting while we are driving a car, or that we are reading something, or we are on the phone talking to someone and chanting at the same time. No. That we should not at least do that with the minimum prescribed of rounds, the minimum 16 rounds, then we should chant with attention, or 8, or 4, or 1. Okay. And then throughout the day, you can chant all the time. But at least start to work on that we pay attention to our japa, at least for the portion of time. His thoughts will be in one direction, and the holy name will be in another direction. How can the person attain the auspiciousness that is the abode of all is good? Even though he chants a lakh of holy names on his beads, not a single drop of the holy name's nectar or a single jewel of the name, many jewels of the holy name's glories will fall into his heart. Oh Lord, in this kind of attention, it is very difficult to stop the heart from being attracted to material sense objects. So, if he is not chanting attentively, the nectar of the chanting will not come. Means the attraction will not come. The ruchi, the taste will not come. But the nature of the jiva is to taste nectar, ananda. So if I'm not going to get the nectar from spiritual activity, I will be looking for the enjoyment on the material platform, because it's the nature of the jiva. So I have no experience of enjoying or getting the satisfaction from spiritual activity. Naturally, I will be focused on material activity to get the enjoyment, get the satisfaction from something. But the process of devotional service is to elevate the consciousness to the platform, so then we get satisfaction from the spiritual activities. But then we need to be focused on them to be getting the results. By associating with devotees, one quickly becomes free of material desires. When the fault of material desire is destroyed, one then may chant the holy name in a secluded place. This is pointing out to association. If we are having problems being focused, then it's good if we are together with other devotees, chanting in the temple, and then we can see, oh, because they are chanting, I also have to chant, so we can focus. The mind can be more directed to the chanting. Now, when the person can chant with focus, then it doesn't matter where he is. So he can be in secluded place. But when it's not, when the focus is not there, then it can be dangerous. He may think that he is chanting, but actually, he will be very distracted. Gradually, the mind becomes fixed on the holy name. Then one is always intoxicated by tasting the nectar of the holy name. Staying near Tulsi Devi, staying in a holy place of Lord Krishna's pastime, associating with saintly devotees, and following the example of the great saints, one gradually spends more and more time thinking of the holy name. Very soon one abandons thinking of the material sense object. So that's what happens when the chanting is there. When we chant with focus, so then what happens? Trinarapi Sanishna, Tararapi Sahishna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. So these qualities of a devotee, being humble and tolerant, giving respect and not expecting anything, they will manifest. And one will be then on a platform of pure chanting. Or living in a secluded place, remembering the holy name, acting in a saintly way, and controlling the senses, one may fix his mind on the holy name. Quickly, one attains first faith, and then gradually attention to the holy name. Gradually, the fault of indifference is destroyed. When the mind becomes lazy, one may be inattentive because of inertia. Because of that, one will not be attracted while chanting the holy name. At the time of remembering the holy name, one will try to finish quickly. Because of this fault, the nectar of the holy name will not be manifested. One who does not waste time in useless activities, who associates with saintly devotees, and moment after moment remembers the holy name, will find himself plunged into nectar as he remembers the holy name. He will not desire anything else. In this way, in the association of devotees, this fault will go away. So again, mind is such that mind is always looking into how can we enjoy. If the mind is controlled by the intelligence, and the intelligence is trained properly, so the intelligence following the Guru Sadhu Shastra instructions can direct the mind. The mind focuses on the activity we want to do and perform the activity. It's not difficult at all. So the mind being subservient to the intelligence, everything works smoothly. Now, if we give the priority to the mind, so as we said, the mind works on the platform of I like, I don't like. It's about desires. It's about being happy, satisfied. Now, the intelligence which works on the platform of discrimination knows what's the right thing to do and not what's not the right thing to do. Can instruct the mind, focus the mind, and things will go properly. But if the intelligence is not giving the instructions to the mind, then the mind will just go according to our remembering our past activities. Oh, I was doing this thing and I was feeling happy. So let me do that again. The senses will give me the happiness. But this is on the material platform, and that will cause the difficulty that we will be not able to focus on activities which we know we should do. We will just be focused on activities which we like because they give us some pleasure. So if we then let the mind guide our activities, then we are in trouble. Like getting up in the morning, sometimes it's difficult. But the mind may say, no, let's not get up. No, you can sleep longer. But the intelligence tells you, if you don't get up, you are late for your job. You come late, you may lose your job. Out of fear, you get up. But then, if you try to use the intelligence, you should get up because now is the time to go for Mangalarati. Or now is the time to chant your rounds. Oh, I can chant afternoon. It's okay. Mangalarati, I can also put on the computer and I can just see it there. We can give many excuses. Some temples, they have some system. If you don't come for Mangalarati, then you cannot come for breakfast. No. So that gives you also the fear. Oh, if I don't get up, I will not be able to eat in the morning. So let me get up because I want to eat. It's the preliminary thing, but it works. But because the chanting is the activity which, if we don't chant, nothing immediately happens. So we postponed it. It's very low in our priority. But because we postponed it, then we are unable to get the results of the chanting. And because we are not getting the results, then we give even less priority to the chanting. Okay, it's something I'll chant somehow, sometimes during the day, in the evening, and if I don't chant, I'll chant tomorrow. And sometimes you see some devotees now saying, "Oh, I have to chant today. Now I have like a 200 rounds to chant." That's not working very well. In this way, his heart will become like theirs. He will become like the saintly devotees. He will always remember and chant the holy name. He will become fortunate. Throwing inertia and laziness of heart far away, he will be eager to remember Lord Krishna's holy name. In his heart, he will decide to chant. Today he will chant 1 lakh of holy names. Then gradually he will chant 3 lakhs of holy names. In his heart, he becomes determined to chant. He chants a fixed number of holy names. By the saintly devotee's mercy, his inertia will go away. So you see, Haridas Thakur instructs us, okay, today 1 lakh, but eventually start chanting 3 lakhs of rounds. So we have some goals to meet. So then we should take it seriously. The Srila Prabhupada, he established the minimum amount of rounds as 16 rounds every day. So that's a must. But we should try to chant more. But how can we chant more if we are not attracted to chanting? It's not possible. So to become attracted to chanting, we have to be attentive. And we have to give the laziness away. Oh, no, this right now I don't feel like, I have a little headache. I have to do something else. So all these things we should give up and focus on the chanting. The nature of it, inattention also comes from distraction. With a great struggle, this offense is destroyed. Desires for gold, woman, victory, and the defeat of others, the desire for fame and the tendency to cheat others, all are the home where this offense resides. When the attraction for these arises in the heart, one is naturally inattentive to the holy name. So when we are focused on materialistic activities, then we are naturally distracted from spiritual activities. So pure devotional service is defined as a person who performs devotional activity fully focused on the Lord 24 hours a day. So that's what we are trying to come to. But if we are thinking on some material activities, then that much we are not thinking of Krishna, and that much we are being distracted from. So now it's not easy to give up thoughts on materialistic activities. Like Yamunacharya, he instructs us also that when he thinks of sex, he spits on that idea. So the thought does come, but how we deal with it, that's very essential. So we have to have the focus. The focus is that we want to come to the higher platform of consciousness. Ideally, the Anandamaya, pure Krishna consciousness. How? Through Guru Sadhu Shastra, just be fully focused on the holy name. And try to find then the taste in chanting in the name. If you are trying that, you are trying to move towards Krishna, naturally all that needs, the material needs will be weaker and weaker, and they will disappear. But if we pay attention to them, if we are focused on them, then they will not be disappearing. And they will be the cause of our distraction from progressing on the spiritual platform. So all we need to do, that not over endeavor for sense gratification. Whatever comes easily. Okay? You have the opportunity, you take it. But if it's not there, don't over endeavor for it. And if you are having the opportunity and you come into some enjoyment and then it's being taken away, don't lament. Like you see, I'm sure everybody had many plans for this summer what to do. And now some coronavirus comes. And what can you do? You are locked up at home, not able to move anywhere. So now, if you take the situation, I had a desire, to go to America or to go to some place or do and enjoy myself, but I cannot do it. So you can go on and for all the time, for the months, you can lament why I cannot go. Blame anyone. Or accept it. All right. So I thought that it's going to be okay, but Krishna has some different plan. Now I cannot do it. Let me read Bhagavatam. Let me talk with the devotees. Let me chant the holy name. Let me pay attention to my family. We can do something together at home. We can spend more time. And you will find out that you can actually do other things if you are detached to whatever you wanted to do, but you cannot do. So even though it's a negative thing that you cannot do, but you can turn it into positive. Because I cannot do, all right, I'm giving it up. I'm fully satisfied with it, I cannot do. But instead of it, I'll do something else. And you focus on that something else. So with the holy name and the materialistic desire is the same thing. If you're focusing on a material desire and you figure out you cannot do it, you're not getting the satisfaction you're expecting, then instead of saying, okay, but it's because I didn't try hard enough. Now I have to try harder and again and again and again, and you end up like Ajamil. Or then you try once, you see it's not working. Okay, try maybe second time, and see, I tried already. It's not. I'm giving it up. And instead of that, I will look for something else, something which I see that it works better, or at least I have faith that it works better because the others, the acharyas say so. And then focus on that, and then you will get the results the acharyas talk about. Because the acharyas don't lie to us. But because of our low consciousness, we cannot understand the higher level until we come to the platform. And they are giving us all the opportunities to come to the platform. Like a child, if he doesn't know how to read, then he doesn't understand that you can read and you can use it, and what you can do with that when you learn, and how you can apply it, and that you can you can preach, or you can make money with it. You can make so many things just because you know how to read. But then you are not going to ridicule the child. Oh, you don't know how to read, so you are useless. I'm not going to talk to you. No, you understand the child. No, he's on a low level, so you will do everything to bring him to your level, so you can teach him what you know. So that's what the acharyas are doing. But instead, we are on the level of a baby, and now we are somehow hurt. No, I don't understand, so then I don't want to. No. And then, but we do not get anywhere. You will stay on the lower level of consciousness and never understand, never realize the higher level. Gradually one strives to remove these distracting thoughts. Then one acts like a Vaishnava. Then one becomes fortunate. First, on the days sacred to Lord Krishna, one renouncing even the thought of food, day and night worship the holy name in the association of saintly devotees. So fasting on Ekadashi, fasting on festivals, it's not just to prove that I can do, but actually the idea behind is that we can fully focus on the Lord. Ekadashi is coming. Oh, Ekadashi is coming. Janmashtami is coming. No. So fasting on Janmashtami should not also be, oh, I am fasting, therefore I cannot do anything. So don't ask me to, I have to go to sleep because I'm fasting. No, that's not the purpose. You are fasting, so then you can do a lot of services. You can chant the holy name and not being distracted, not wasting time by activities like, eating. So if one can do that, then that's the benefit. That should be the focus. Ekadashi, the real Ekadashi is that you are awake day before, the night before, chanting the holy name, reading scriptures. On the day of Ekadashi, then you don't eat anything, only reading, chanting, associating with devotees. That night, you just continue singing, chanting, reading. And the next morning, then you break the Ekadashi and do your services. There's no like that, I was up the whole night, therefore I have to sleep on the whole day. No, that's not the service. So if one cannot do that, then better go to sleep, but do your services. If one cannot do Nirjal, because it distracts him so much that he cannot do his service, don't do Nirjal. There's no point of doing Nirjal and sleep the whole day because you do Nirjal. Rather, just drink some water and do what you're supposed to do. And on top of that, chant some extra round. That's much more beneficial than just to prove to somebody that I can do Nirjal. Then one stays in a place sacred to Lord Krishna. One associates with Lord Krishna's servants and reads Lord Krishna's scriptures. On holy days, one becomes plunged in bliss without shyness. Gradually, the mind spends more and more time wrapped in devotional service. When there is talk about Lord Krishna, the mind dives into a festival of bliss. Gradually, the sweetest nectar rises in the heart. Then one certainly renounces the inferior taste of material things. Hearing the topics of Lord Krishna from a saintly devotee's mouth, one becomes intoxicated, tasting sweet nectar with his ears and heart. When the hankering for material sense pleasures that are very inferior, goes, the heart becomes always fixed in chanting the holy name. With a great struggle, in this way one becomes free from inattention. With a steady mind, one is then always plunged in the nectar of the holy name. One should not lack enthusiasm to chant his prescribed number of holy names. Again and again, one should fix his gaze on the holy name. One should very carefully perform one's chanting of the holy name. Turning away from inattention, one should worship the holy name. Turning away from the desire to artificially increase the number of rounds chanted, with single-pointed mind, one should regularly chant, by your mercy, your holy names. O Lord, please give your mercy so that inattention will not be obstacle for me, and my heart may always taste the nectar of your holy name. For a few moments, in a secluded place, the devotees practice remembering the holy name with a single mind. Soon the heart becomes attracted to the holy name. Then one chants always, "O Lord, before your feet, I pray that I may become attached in that way. Even with the greatest struggle, no one can escape this world of birth and death without your mercy, O Lord. One must make an effort, and with an earnest heart, one should beg for mercy, O merciful Lord. Then you will give your mercy. O Lord Chaitanya, if I make no effort to attain your mercy, I will only remain unfortunate." This person who now decorates himself with the Cintamani jewel of Lord Krishna's holy name has greatest faith in Haridasa's feet. So we see Haridas Thakur or Bhaktivinoda Thakur, now he speaks, he has the full faith in Haridasa's narration. Now, Srila Prabhupada, he has faith in his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, in Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they have full faith in Srila Prabhupada. We have full faith in our gurus. Then what's the problem? Then the instruction which Haridas Thakur is giving to us, it's absolutely bona fide. We have to take it like that, with full faith. But because to develop full faith is difficult, at least we should be attempting. If we attempt to develop the faith in the instructions, we will attain the instructions at some point. But if we are not doing that, then we will have difficulties. Okay, well, that's the end of the chapter. So now please 10 questions. We have 10 more minutes.
Yes. Thank you, Maharaj. Well, a wake-up call for all of us to how to overcome inattention. So many times we hear, but unfortunately we need to hear it again and again and again to absorb something. Okay. So, Hare Krishna, devotees, do you have any question on the Pramad inattentiveness which we heard? Yes, Vinod Prabhu, Rashmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I really like your class. I was missing from last few weeks. So I have a question like when I hear the lecture, something like which you gave today, I am able to focus more on chanting. Like maybe couple of days from now on, I'll be able to focus more on the chanting. But after that, again, I come back on the same plane, like I lose focus. So whenever I hear these kind of lectures, I get more attracted towards chanting and I can focus more. But after some time, I am again back to the same position. So how should I deal with that?
See, with this, what helps us is sadhana. So create a sadhana for yourself. That you go to sleep at a certain time and you wake up certain time. And when you get up, then before you go to your work or whatever you do, make a time that during that time, I'm only doing japa. See, like for example, now we have very nice example of Maharaj Jai Singh. Right? He dedicated always 1 hour for worshipping Govindaji in the morning, and that hour was always for Govindaji. And he was so strict with himself that at one point, the enemy, they knew that, and they attacked Jaipur exactly that time. So now you have Maharaj, he is worshipping Govindaji. Then the Senapati is coming, and telling Maharaj, please, you have to come out of the temple because now we have to go and defeat the enemy. But Maharaja Singh said, I cannot do that because I have given promise that this time is for Govindaji, and I cannot go. So no, he leaves, and he comes back after some time. Maharaja approaching. They are very close. Please, you have to lead your army. Then I feel bad, but I cannot break my promise. That's my sadhana. I said that, and I'm going to fulfill it. But at the same time, then he feels really perplexed. He's thinking like, what am I to do? Please, my dear Lord, my devotees are going to be suffering. But I gave you a promise, so I cannot break my promise. What will I do? So anyway, Senapati leaves, and then after some time, then Maharaj Jai Singh on his white horse, then he goes out of the gate and he is leading the army. He defeats the enemies, and very quickly, and everybody is happy when he comes back, joyful. Again, he goes back to his room, and then everybody is celebrating. Great victory, Jai Maharaj Jai Singh. And then Maharaj, he was finishing the puja. Then he finished the puja, and now he comes out, and then he calls it, okay, so now let's go. Now let's defeat the enemy. And everyone was looking like, what? What are you saying? You just did it. What do you mean? No, I didn't leave. No, you just led the army and you defeated the enemy. Don't you remember? And then, Maharaja Singh, he understood. It was the Lord himself who did that. So he didn't break his promise, and the Lord himself did whatever was necessary. And then when Maharaja Singh, he actually understood what happened. Then he broke down in tears. He said, my dear Lord, you gave darshan to all the people, but I didn't see your darshan in that form. How unfortunate I am. So sadhana, be like Maharaja Singh. Decide, this time is for japa. And yes, because the mind is weak, then it may last for some time. But what also works, remember, if you try to focus on one thing, at least for 3 weeks, without fail, try to do it exactly at the same time, the same length. If you do that, then the mind gives in, becomes a habit. And it will be easier for you to continue in that, what you want to do. So think very well what you want to do, how much time you want to spend for your japa, and when you want to do that. And try at least for 3 weeks. Try to do it tediously, exactly to the minute. That time, from this minute to this minute, it's exactly for japa and nothing else. If you do that very strictly, then the mind will be easier on you after that, and you can continue.
Okay, thank you. I'll try.
Try to do it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Do we have any other question from Maharaj on this topic? No more question, Maharaj. We have to. We know the answer. We just have to implement it. That is our sad situation. But,
so it's education of devotees. You see, when we talk about it, then everyone becomes inspired. So we just need to talk about it more. inspire. When you talk among yourselves, then talk about your realizations. Now talk about, oh, I was chanting today. No, and I was really focused on the chanting. And I was feeling such nectar. It was so great. Try that also. No, like that. We can just little not drops of nectar we can share among ourselves. And that also encourages.
We will try, Maharaj. We will
Yes,
try.
yes.
Thank you, Maharaj. It's already 1 o'clock. So,
Okay. So
yes,
then,
Maharaj.
so
Thank you,
for
Maharaj.
today, we will end here.
Yes, Maharaj. So next week, Maharaj, is it going to be Saturday or Sunday, or we can discuss during the week?
Yeah, let's discuss on the, because I have one class in the morning, but that should not be overlapping. That should be okay. So I think, yes, so far there is nothing. I think it can go. You can do it this 12 to 1.
Saturday also, Maharaj?
Saturday, I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay, Maharaj.
We can discuss.
We can
in
discuss. Yes, Maharaj.
details.
Thank you so very much, Maharaj.
Okay.
So grateful to you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Jai Nitai Gaur Pramananda.
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, thank you so much, devotees. आप लोगों का participate करने के लिए. It's a little serious topic, but I am very happy. At least 12-13 of us come and we hear from Maharaj, and then hopefully we'll bring some life into our japa. So thank you so very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Prabhupada.